All right, everybody. Welcome back to Comics Only, the only podcast where comedians talk with other comedians. My guest today is comedian, comic book writer, podcaster, Raven Gregory.
Woo! That Raven guy, he's awesome.
Raven,
We love him.
late twice in one day. What do you got to say for yourself, dude?
I'm sorry I'm late. I've been late multiple times because I was doing a lot of drugs.
Yeah, had to cancel last week
Yep.
because of shrooms.
Shrooms. I was trying to find God.
All right, let's talk about professionalism in comedy. What do you know about that?
Nothing whatsoever. I've been high every time I performed except maybe 3 times.
You were just wondering outside, you were saying it's weird that you're not more successful.
There you go. You know, now that you have offered me some self-reflection, I'm realizing why I'm not booked more. You can't cancel and be high all the fucking time and get regular gigs.
Yeah. Clubs frown on that a lot more than I do, it turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not fans of unprofessional.
Ending up in the psych ward? Or
Yeah. Also, I'm very public with my battles with addiction. A lot of people don't want to hire the addict.
Oh, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. Or at least I'm assuming.
Yeah, you just seem kind of crazy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure half you motherfuckers are out there on drugs and shit.
Who? Half the comics?
Yeah, this is comedy, man. I didn't become an addict until I started doing comedy. I was just an alcoholic.
Okay, well, that's a form of addiction. So we're splitting hairs at an interesting point.
Yeah.
But I was just kidding about the professionalism thing.
No, he wasn't. I ain't professional.
No, I meant that. I was just joking that we don't need to talk about professionalism much. First guest back for our second episode. Congratulations.
Woo!
We got you on video this time so everybody can see what a lunatic you are.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this for so long. This is one of my favorite podcasts.
Wow,
Just 'cause
that
of
means
the
a lot to me.
Yeah, man. No, because I mean, there's a lot of comedians out there that have no idea how this business works.
Yeah.
Like we just sit there and we grind.
Yeah, it turns out I don't either. So. If anybody's listening to me, big grains of salt with anything I say. You don't want to be me. I'll tell you that.
We were just talking about why you don't get booked either.
Yeah,
It's
we
like-
were talking about that. And it's because I'm not that good at comedy, it turns out.
No, you're great. You're great at comedy.
I'm great.
We're just not marketable. Like if we were bringing
thanks,
in like 20 people every time we do a show,
That's true.
They would book us.
That's a
much
good
more.
point, Raven. You just clued into something very important, that it is very important to like capture your audience. It's like there are people out there that enjoy my comedy or your comedy or anybody's given comedy. And the most important thing for anybody that like actually wants to be a comic is finding them.
Yeah.
Because if you can find the people that are like pay to see you and enjoy you, that's all. Like, you don't need the other people.
Yeah.
Really.
And it's different.
We practice on them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's good to like, even the comics that like make it to the point where they're like touring and making a living from comedy, they talk about how it's very important to go on in clubs where people don't like know who you are.
Headphones?
If you want them, it doesn't really matter. It's important to go on in clubs where people don't know who you are, because that's like their version of an open mic.
Right.
Is practicing on not their audience, because their audience is going to laugh at whatever they say. So to figure out if something's actually funny or not, need to run it on like a club audience that's there. Like that's how like the Cellar in New York or the Comedy Store works.
Yeah.
It's like people don't know which comics are going up. They just buy tickets to the show.
Yeah. And you really got to cultivate a fan base. I mean, you got to, like you were saying, the people that are actually, dude, my family don't even pay to come see me.
Sure. Well, that's, yeah.
So,
I mean, that's how it's going to be. Your family will be very supportive in the beginning, and then, like, they can't hang out the whole journey.
yeah.
So they fall off, and they stop really coming out unless you get, like, a big show or something. And then at some point, like, when you, like, make it or whatever, they'll probably start showing up more, or, like...
Plus, it takes so long to get good.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes years to get barely decent to where you can bust a set off the top of your head and be ready to go and move in and out of the jokes and shit. Like just recently, this last year, I can move in and out of a set now. Whereas before, it's like if somebody interrupted or somebody said something I wasn't prepared for, it throws off the whole joke, and you're trying to remember where you are.
Oh, yeah, totally. I know. I remember that same feeling. Yeah. Where you like you were so rehearsed, and if that got interrupted, you're like, oh my God, where am I?
Yeah, and you get gems now. Like when people interrupt or people respond differently. Like last night I did the knock knock joke, and somebody said it, and I got to do the joke in a completely different way. And I've been doing that joke for a year, but without that person throwing you off and you having rehearsed it and done that joke endless times over and over again to where it's like ingrained in your head, you don't get those magic moments.
Right.
So, because you're just like so in tune with, okay, this is what I have to say. This is when I have to say it. This is how long I have to wait for the laugh. Now you're just like, you're in the moment.
Totally.
And that's where real magic
honestly
happens.
I couldn't have said it better myself. That's what an audience wants to really know, is that you're in the moment with them.
Yeah, and they don't want to. They like the idea of jokes and whatnot, but they want to feel like they're a part of something special. Like this just happened. This story was just told.
It's like even if you're gonna run a bunch of bits, it's such a good idea to like have a little like one line riff that shows that you're in the moment with the audience. Like a lot of the times, like here a little trick I do, a little trick. When I'm at like Stir Crazy for the open mic, if people run the light a lot, like if a bunch of people have run the light, or if a bunch of comics have used notes, I'll go up and be like, give it up one time for all the comics that ran the light tonight. And they like that because that joke wouldn't work anywhere else.
Yeah.
You can't take that joke home and be like, give it up for all the comics that ran the light tonight to somebody that wasn't there.
Yeah, it's in the moment. And it makes, one of the coolest things about comedy is if you can get a victim that everybody agrees on is the victim and you're not being mean, oh my God, those are the best moments.
Yeah, like comics who use notes.
Yeah, and run the red light. Stop doing that shit, motherfuckers, even though I do the same damn thing.
Yeah, most black comics run the light.
Yeah, dude, we're late and we run lights.
They're late and they're late to getting off stage.
See, I told y'all I was black. I was late twice.
Andy canceled on me last minute. I was sitting here. I just set up all the equipment. And you texted me. I was like, okay, I'll go home.
Yeah, it was funny. He was actually like, dude, you know what? Lamar's always late, too.
Lamar is late a lot. Lamar and you are always late. Jorge's always prompt on time. Weird.
Yeah, the Mexicans are always on time.
Yeah, they don't want to get fired.
They're more professional. They've worked harder.
Okay, we're having fun, folks.
I love when Eric will say the most horrible fucking thing to a crowd and then add on the end, okay, we're having fun.
That's kind of become a little tagline of mine. I probably stole that from somebody and don't even know it. This sucks. I hate doing comedy.
Dude, you pick up so much from people. Like, I'll sit there and watch Lamar on stage.
It's why I don't try to watch a ton. Like, I like going to watch, like, comics I know are way better than me. Like, I went and saw Dave Attell, Bill Burr, Jeff Asmus, like a bunch of comics last year in clubs, and that was like fun as hell. And I'll watch comics I know are like way better than me from around the scene, but I don't like watching a ton of other comics that are like at my level or just above me or just below me, because like I don't want to like accidentally grab inspiration. Like, you kind of just don't even know what your influences are sometimes, and it's like,
well, a friend told me a while ago, she was like, because I'm like you, I do open mics nonstop. I'm grinding, trying to get the set just perfect and adding on to the set every week. If you guys are doing the same set and ain't adding shit to your fucking jokes, you fucking need to work harder. But a friend of mine was like, you should go see, it was actually two friends of mine. One was this girl and one was Sydney Smith. They said, go see the actual featured comics. The comics who are up there for 15, 30 minutes before the headliner, like real shows. Not that the shows we do aren't real shows, but like real legit.
Well,
I hate you.
I have some opinions on that. No, I love doing empty bar shows. What are you talking about?
But yeah, you go and watch them, and the way they perform and the way they act is completely different than open micers.
Yeah.
You know, you actually see, there's one thing I noticed, and it's something I keep with me to this day. you should not start the set until you run out of things to talk about. Like some comedian had said that, like, the set starts when you run out of things to talk about. Like, I'll always go up there like you and piggyback off the previous comedian. If they bombed, or if they did something funny, or they said something funny, I'll comment on it.
That's always an opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
And it brings the crowd in the moment, because they was all there for it. So everybody can relate to it. It's like you said, that joke wouldn't work anywhere else, but everybody else is there, and
every person got it in that room.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And that carries a long way, because if you can get in that zone faster than just starting out,
they'll go with you on your other shit.
There you go.
They really will. It's such a weird, it's weird that there is like almost like a formula to doing comedy well.
Yeah.
And then but there's like ways you can play with that or break that.
Yeah. And then there's the comedians that break the form.
Yeah.
Like, every once in a while, you'll run into them and be like, how the fuck is he funny, but he's not doing it like any of us?
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of everybody eventually finds their voice, and if you grind hard enough, you become what you're going to become. But you got to put in the work for years. Years. Like,
it's very rare that anybody starts making a living at comedy before they're like a decade into it. So
yeah. Yeah, the only reason, like, I will be egotistical for a minute and say I'm good, but the only reason I got good was because I had comic book money, and I was able to do shows every day of the week. I was able to grind with my comedy buddies and just keep working at it. If I was working a full-time job, I don't know how the fuck y'all do this shit.
There's like 7 comics that are going to give me a gang of shit if I don't give you some pushback on you just calling yourself good right now.
Dude.
Okay, I just want you to know I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
John Hartley was the first one who told me. He was like...
Or, hey, I did it. You saw me. I told him that's not true.
I did a show and I bombed. And I was like, oh, my God, dude, it's the first time I bombed. And he's like, you think that's the first time you bombed? You've been bombing for years, dude. I'm like, you're right. Yeah. Shit.
I had a comic on this podcast tell me that they had never bombed. And I was talking to somebody about it, and they're like, I've only seen them bomb.
Yeah.
It wasn't you.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't your first episode of this podcast.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. That's who we bring on the podcast. We bring
somebody you
on
can find
bomb.
on Pornhub, if that's a good enough hint or not.
Do we have? There's a comedian on Pornhub.
Yeah, I'll send you the video later, dude. Don't worry about it.
I don't think I want to see a video.
I think you. No, you don't. Actually, it's really sad.
Dude, Jesse Ever was like, he was going to make an OnlyFans page. He's like, you want to see my porn video?
He's making an OnlyFans, dude.
Yeah, I was
Shout
like,
out to Jesse, dude. Jesse's the fucking funniest. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was like,
Did you go to Backstreet last night?
Yeah.
How was that?
Dude, it was good. They had a bunch of Filipinos singing and shit in languages I didn't understand. I was like...
Yeah, how was the comedy, Raven?
Oh, I got there at the end. I was late.
You're like, it was good. There's Filipinos. I was like, all right. Well, that does sound like a good time.
I had to do Lenore's last night. I had to not headline, featured Lenore.
What's the chef's? Chef Leah?
Oh, Lindsay?
Lindsay.
Oh,
she's cool as hell.
Oh,
Shout out to Chef Lindsay.
She makes. If you guys ever get a chance, Arizona people, to check out Backstreet Asia, ask for the super secret VIP menu. And Lindsay, the chef, will make you the dopest freaking home cooked meal you've had in your life.
Yeah.
Like, she spoiled the shit out of me every time I go there.
Yeah.
I love her.
Jesse's so nuts, dude.
Plus, she also knows martial arts, so if the Yakuza ever tries to break in there, we're safe.
And Raven hits on her 17-year-old daughter.
No, I don't. She kicked my ass. I've seen her on YouTube fighting. She'd whoop my ass.
That was fun. We're having a good time.
We're having a good time. Yeah, every time he talks about pedophilia, we're having a good time.
Yeah. What, do I do a lot of pedophile jokes or something? Is that what I'm known for in the Phoenix comedy scene? I hope nobody from Oregon's listening to this. They aren't.
Are they? Is there anyone? Shout out to Oregon.
That's where the scene I came from. They would be listening because they know me.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
Not like because random people from Oregon.
Because you blew up. You're the one who blew up from Oregon.
Yeah.
Like, you blew up.
I made it out. That's for sure.
Dude, every time a comedian moves to Austin, we're like, oh, they're doing it. Oh, they moved to New York. Oh, they're doing it.
It's funny, though, because it's like worked for people we know to some degree, at least. Like, well, I don't know.
How many people have we known that have actually done it? Like the people that have done it.
I know a few people that have moved to Austin.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have they pulled a Celia?
No, only she has, as far as I know.
Yeah, and even Celia, I mean, have we heard anything since the Roseanne thing?
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of you. You're doing better than my ass, but I'm just saying, like.
I have heard things. I'm not going to talk about them. Okay. Shout out to Celia. She's cool as hell. I love her a lot. And
But we were just talking about outside. We're like, dude, when you get those big shows with those big audience and you feel like half the time you feel like you're just spinning your wheels in the game. Yeah. And then you get that big freaking show and you get those big laughs and you're like, oh, I'm actually doing something. Like when we saw her got that Roseanne gig, everybody in Arizona was like, woo, yeah, that's one of ours. She made it.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later, nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the fucking game is you make big hits occasionally and then you go back to grinding and you hope the stars align again.
Yeah. The more you can focus as like a new comic, and I'm saying this as like it applies to me as well. Like I have to focus on this all the time. It's like me as a 5-year comic, I still am like constantly realizing that I'm a new comic, right?
Yeah.
But like the more you can focus on enjoying the process of getting better at comedy, of like going to an open mic and trying a joke and trying different jokes. Jesus Christ. You're insane.
Yeah, edibles, dude. This has been brought to you by edibles. I'm trying to get sponsorship.
Just as long as it's not ketamine, Raven.
It's not ketamine. Dude, ketamine's amazing. Fuck.
Jesus, I was just making up some crazy.
Have you ever done ketamine?
I have not.
Dude, ketamine's so good, man.
There's like therapy that's ketamine based, though, right?
Yeah, they use it to treat depression. It's not just a party drug.
Welcome to the Criminals Only podcast.
Yeah, they use it to treat depression. Like you disconnect from the world. Your ego dies for like 5 minutes.
Sure.
And all of a sudden,
your ego's dead, huh?
My ego can never die.
Yeah, it's unbeatable. Your ego's like Floyd Mayweather's 55-0 or whatever.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I'm the shit. Yeah. I have an incredibly low self-esteem.
All right, let's get into why do you even do comedy when you already have expressed yourself so effectively through an art form, comic books, and you're like a successful comic book artist, like kind of down here just like slum dogging it with us lowly comics.
Dude, the thing about writing comics, the thing about writing in general is you sit in a room by yourself.
Yeah.
For hours at a time, you lose touch with reality and the outside world, and you become engulfed in this fictional universe of your own making. And it's like the most amazing feeling in the world, but you don't hear nothing back on what you wrote for months. No. You do comedy, you write a joke, and you bust a joke, you get instant fucking feedback. Yeah. You get a pat on the head, like right away if you did a good job. Yeah. Whereas, like, it's much more of a delayed gratification with writing. Yeah. So, I mean, I love being able to come up with a joke or talk about, I mean, everything creative, I feel, is some form of therapy. Yeah. And there's nothing more therapeutic than comedy because you get to get shit off your chest. Yeah. And at the same time, you get applause or you get laughs or you get, like, the little inkling of fame. Or hopefully pussy. Nobody has fucked me in comedy yet. I'm very disappointed in the chuckle fuckers in the industry today.
Huh. That's crazy.
Yeah. Has anybody fucked you yet?
No.
Well, how many years have you been in? I don't know. This woman who's kind of a comic caught me in a moment of weakness one time. There you go. Well, dude, I was just thinking about that with relationships. If you're a real comedian and you're really grinding, who the fuck else do you have time to date other than another comedian or a fan?
Right.
Because your time is so fucking, you have no fucking time. Even after this, I'm going to a comedy show to do a car wash. Yeah, a fundraiser. So I'm like always fucking moving.
A car wash?
Yeah. Fuck, I can't remember her name.
Comedy car wash?
Yeah,
like with bikinis?
Yeah, with bikinis and
cool.
Shit.
I was just thinking about it was my memory just making this up because I'm a pervert. Didn't they in high school used to have bikini car washes where high school aged teenagers would wash cars?
You see how we went back to pedophilia right away. We're having fun.
That's a real thing that happened, though.
That
right?
is a real fucking thing. That is
this
not
country
imagined.
was wild as hell, dude.
Yeah.
That was 20 years ago. They had women like my age when I was like 16. They would be like, "We're having a bikini car wash. Come get your car washed." And it's like, is the whole point just so they can see high school cheerleaders in their bikinis?
Yeah, it's not for fundraising, dude. We all know the fucking truth.
Well, it is for fundraising. I bet, honestly, like, the guy who came up with that is a genius. Who's going to make more money than the high school cheerleaders? And
oh, for real. I mean, and like the other thing.
I was kidding.
No, seriously. No, he's a fucking genius. You know he's a fucking genius. What the fuck else are you going to get your car washed by a bunch of fucking little kids, man? Fuck y'all.
Yeah, a couple of the football players there in their swim trunks. You get the women drivers as well.
What's the professional comic's name again? Who comes here?
What?
Yeah, you said Lamar and you said somebody else's name?
Jorge?
Jorge. You could get Jorge to wash your car. If you really wanted a good job.
In your head, like, Jorge's the professional comic?
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit. Jorge, you hear that, dog? That's coming up in the world, dog. He does do stand-up live twice a month because he's close with Michael Q. But
oh, yeah, dude. This man, stand-up live is, fuck, I love that stage, but bringing 10 people is so fucking difficult.
Oh, no, he doesn't have to bring. Yeah, he doesn't do those shows. He does
he's made
Comedy
it out.
Madness.
Yeah, he's made it out of the hell that is a beginner comic.
Yeah, right. Where were we?
Bikini car washes with teenage girls because we had to go back to that
comedy.
Shit.
I'm gonna write a bit about that somehow. There's something funny there.
There is something funny. And you know what's the fucked up thing? Is even if a girl is underage and she's dressing provocative, you can't say shit. Nobody could say shit because you're body shaming if you fucking do that shit.
No.
Yeah. Don't shame these underage girls.
Just ignore it like an adult.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. That's why everybody's a Britney fan.
Britney Spears?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was...
Yeah, dude. She was underage, and everybody was looking at that shit. And then she became overage, and then we were like, she all right.
I mean, and then like, okay, I don't even know why we're still talking about this. The Olsen twins, Mary-Kate and Ashley, had like the countdown website till they turned 18, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
And then, but like, I don't know, fast forward 20 years or whatever, and the new version of that is Bad Baby made an old OnlyFans the moment she turned 18, and she's made like $56 million or something.
That's the one who was like Catch Me Outside?
Yeah, the Catch Me Outside girl.
Yeah, that motherfucker's actually talented. I've heard some of her songs. And
Gucci flip-flops fucking hit your bitch in my socks.
Let me rephrase.
I fuck with Bad Baby.
Let me rephrase that. Not talented, but entertaining.
Catch Me Outside. How about that, Raven?
There we go. And man, dude, we had her. We had Haktui. This is a commentary on the state of America.
How do you feel about the Haktui girl doing comedy?
Oh, man, I don't hate on nobody anymore.
Yeah, right. It's like if Raven's allowed to do comedy, anybody is it?
If you guys can let me in, I mean, dude, back when I was writing comics like full time, you would get this little inkling of jealousy and pettiness and bitterness when somebody from another industry would come in and get to write a big name title just based off their name, like CM Punk. Love you, CM Punk. Would come and write a comic book, Guardians of the Galaxy, or some director's son would get to write Amazing Spider-Man or some shit. And you'd be like, dude, fuck these motherfuckers. They're not staying around. They're not in the game. They're just visiting and shit. But now I'm doing the same thing with comic books. Like, I switched over into comedy, and I'm like, I can't be a fucking gatekeeper like that. So if you're going to do something and then utilize it to fucking get to the next level and something else you enjoy doing, who am I to hate on that shit? Let her fucking do the shit.
Yeah.
But if she ain't funny, that shit ain't gonna last.
Yeah.
They gonna talk about you. They gonna definitely talk about you. If I saw you in concert and you wasn't funny, I'd be like,
I have a question. Do you think being an attractive woman makes comedy harder for that person?
Oh, definitely.
Right. Because men are sitting there like, I was just explaining this to Vera Maria.
Yeah.
it's like at a certain point, you can be so hot that I have a difficult time listening to you.
Yeah.
That I'm distracted and
By
I'm
your
thinking
hotness.
about other things while you're talking. And so it's like, you have to overcome that and be so funny that I forget how sexy you are, which is like hard in a weird way.
And the other thing is you never know if you're actually funny. We don't know if we're actually funny for so many years.
Yeah, but I don't have to worry about if somebody is like distracted by me being hot.
Yeah, well, I mean, even men. If I see a pretty guy get on stage,
I think it's definitely possible that a guy could be so hot that it's like has the same effect. But I think like part of the problem is women aren't just like as instantly horny as men or whatever, you know, like.
Well, man, I just instantly hate them. If somebody's pretty as fuck and they're getting on stage, I'm like, you don't got pain. Yeah. you have nothing for me to laugh at. You get pussy. You honestly probably have a good life. Fuck you. You know, like, dude, I can't deal with this shit.
Yeah, pretty people can't have bad things happen to them.
Yeah, you can't be sad. But I mean, like with a woman, it's like, are you funny or are people just laughing because you're hot?
Yeah, or are they not laughing because you're hot too, though?
Yeah.
It could go either way.
Either way.
And so, like, it's weird that, like, comedy is, like, one of the only things I feel like where being hot kind of holds you back in a weird way.
Oh, yeah. And then you get, man, I have friends who got booked for shows. And I'm not saying the only reason they got booked is because the booker was trying to fuck.
Yeah.
But when they flew out, the booker was trying to fuck. So, I mean, like, dude, that's a fucking perilous fucking journey to be a hot girl in fucking comedy and shit.
Yeah.
But fuck y'all. Y'all hot. Y'all get more views than me. Enjoy your fucking pain.
Yeah. Right.
Seriously, they just post one thing. Post an ass picture and get 1,000 likes.
How long till you pull your dick out on stage?
Dude, there's a point where I would do enough drugs where I would probably do it.
Yeah.
Because they had the Celia was on the nude, wasn't it Naked Comedy?
Yeah.
And did a minute nude in comedy.
Or like a roast. I think at Skankfest, I think they have a nude roast. I think. I don't know.
Something like that.
I kind of want to go to Skankfest.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it, but I'd be naked on stage. My dick is actually big now, so I'm okay with that shit.
Yeah.
I would do the little helicopter. It wouldn't be a helicopter. It'd be like the spinning hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. How do you think being a 46-year-old man has affected your comedy journey?
There's a lot more to talk about. Like every time Aldo gets on stage, I'm amazed at the shit that comes out of it. Aldo Campagna, who made it out of AZ. Dude, he's so fucking young and he still finds a way to make everything that he experiences funny. Yeah. And as we know from being the age we are now, young people are pretty superficial and dumb as fuck. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to be entertaining and young, you know?
Yeah.
Because you haven't had experiences. You haven't lived fucking life. When you've lived life, you like, man, fuck. What, everybody's dying now and shit?
Who's
like,
dying?
Just everybody. You get to that age where all of a sudden friends are dying, family members are dying, and you're experiencing what life really fucking is before when you're 20 and you just think life is going to go on for fucking ever. Mm-hmm. And like time has no meaning. You have all the time in the world. And then somebody you just saw last week is dead. And you're like, oh shit, this is real. This is fucking life. I better make fun of this shit while I can.
Yeah. My mortality is why I do comedy as well, Raven.
Yeah. And you definitely have a sense of immortality because you've done heavy drugs.
Yeah, I have a sense of my mortality.
Yeah,
I know I could have died.
You only binge fucking drugs if you're just like, either I'm gonna live forever or let's see if I can actually.
I think it's more, dude. I've been doing this bit about. Have I done this in front of you? I'll just ask you the question. If there's a button you could press, and you either get $1 million or you die, 50-50 chance. You don't know what's gonna happen, just random. Yeah. Would you press it?
No.
No?
No, fuck no.
Crazy, really?
Yeah, dude.
I'd press it like 3 times. Let's get this shit started.
He's like, life isn't that good to begin with.
I just was imagining a skit where like you have the button and you can press it and you press it and $1 million just appears. You're just like, fuck. I gotta stay in this shit.
That's great. That's fucking great, dude. Because seriously, like, dude, if I was depressed, I might push the button.
Yeah.
But other than that, Man, nah, man. I like, dude. I hate
what
life,
I'm trying to
but
get
I
to.
like
How
life.
hopefully it goes for the bit when I do it. Like what I really like to happen is I point at somebody. I'm like, "Would you press it?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Would you press it more than once?" Because that's real. The people that would do that, that's really funny.
Yeah. That's.
I'll play again.
Yeah,
You have $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah, I'll play again.
Let's go.
Let's try.
Let's see what happens.
I'm ready to die.
Dude, somewhere out there in the world is somebody getting ready to go play Russian roulette tonight who's like, that's not a funny joke.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm only getting 10 grand to pull this trigger.
The guy who's out there about to go play Russian roulette, I'm not worried about. The 70 suicidal comics that actually listen to this podcast, please don't.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
I'll never forgive any of you if you actually kill yourselves. These are all just jokes. I promise I won't kill myself either.
Dude,
you'll all have to have died before I kill myself. So.
The funniest shit Jesse ever said to me is he came up to me during a open mic at Say When Hideaway, and there was a comedian up there bombing.
Yeah.
And he leans in and he whispers in my ear, he's like, I changed my mind. I think I am going to kill myself.
That's very funny. Dude, he posted the other day and said, like, the main thing that he's looking for in a woman is that she can fight. And ideally, she'd be able to fight off, like, 5 to 10 guys at once, like the same amount that he can do.
I bet he's in a fight club somewhere secretly.
Oh, Jesse's a fighter, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talks about it all the time.
Yeah, he looks like he has a lot of rage inside that he wants to let out one day.
You didn't laugh when I said that Jesse said he could fight off 5 to 10 men at once.
No, because I believe it. I fucking believe it. But I don't think he would be fighting them off. I think he would welcome them, and it would be on Pornhub.
You think he would beat them off?
He would be... He would beat all of them off.
Okay, I got you. That sounds more like Jesse than me.
If you haven't met Jesse ever, we make fun of him because he looks gay. But apparently he's not, even though he is dating a he-she, who is a she-he. He identifies, they identify as both sometimes.
You're going to get me in trouble.
Yeah,
Reagan. I think the word is a transgender person.
No. She's not. She's a girl, but sometimes she feels like a boy.
Okay.
Is that still transgender? Because sometimes I feel like a girl. You see my shirt? Sometimes I feel like a girl. Am I transgender?
I'm not going to make any definitive statements about any of this shit. I know better than to do anything to piss off that community.
Yeah, because they're watching this right now.
Dude, I'm just saying if it gets back to them and then all of a sudden there's like 8 gay dudes at my house with baseball bats. Like, what the fuck, man?
Gay people are too happy for that shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's over for being scared of black people, Dominicans, Mexicans. Those types of people aren't scary anymore. The people you need to be scared of is the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
They will come for you, dog.
Yeah.
If you haven't stopped being homophobic, start today.
Yeah, come for me. Let me do the white thing. I have many gay and transgender friends, et cetera, et cetera. I think y'all as weird as the straight people.
Yeah. Here's the thing about not being homophobic. You don't have to do anything gay. You just have to not hate them for it. Yeah. It's really not that hard.
Yeah, it's really not. Like, who gives a fuck who's fucking who and who feels like how they feel?
Well, I'm pretty mad at how few people are fucking me, but no.
Yeah. Welcome to comedy.
Stupid.
Welcome to comedy, guys.
Yeah. Honestly, it's better to save up your semen for you're a boxer, like training for a fight. That's how you really get in the mode for comedy.
I've heard that.
No, I'm kidding. I don't do that. I jack off every other day.
I jerk off right before I perform every time.
Really? I don't do that. That sounds horrible. Do you really?
Yes, fuck yeah.
It doesn't make you I don't think I could do that. I just imagine coming and then just being like, I don't give a fuck about it. I'm just like, can we get some pizza or something? That's so weird to me that you could remain motivated after coming.
Yeah, dude. Every time before I take a shower, just rub one out and fucking that's how I start my day. Coffee, rub one out, shower.
And you're still kind of a horn dog out there.
Oh, dude, I'm on so much testosterone, dude.
Are you?
Yeah.
Hook a brother up, huh?
Yeah,
no, I'm kidding. Dude, wait, are you
all
on
of a sudden you see Eric come in just fucking swole as fucking shit.
Do you is it legal testosterone?
Yeah. I have low testosterone, so they put me on testosterone like 2 years ago, and it's just like
the guy with a pink shirt and
the guy with the pink shirt and a pink stitch is on testosterone.
Well, was low in testosterone.
Was low, yeah. Who knew?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, man, it like you just get endless fucking energy and you're horny all the fucking time. Like last time I had sex, I fucked for like 45 fucking minutes and had to think of horrible shit just to bust.
What?
Yeah, dude, you don't get to that age where it has to feel wrong.
Yeah.
For like, I gotta be like in a back alley fucking where I'm gonna get caught possibly. Yeah. Or she has to say something really horrible to me, or mistreat me in some fucking toxic way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that'll get you hard.
Like my favorite one is, no, we can't do this. My husband will find out.
Oh, you like being the side dude. You like being a little sneaky link.
These are jokes. I'm just kidding. The husband never finds out.
Right. Yeah. Raven would never contribute to the fall of a home.
Yeah, dude, never.
He would never break up a marriage.
Never. I used to back in the day, but then I grew up and I was like, nah, that's fucked up. I'd never put somebody through that shit, no matter how horny I get and how much they throw the pussy at me.
Yeah.
Shout out to the person that applies to out there. You know who you are.
And you're probably listening.
Yeah.
They definitely saw Raven's name on a podcast and we're like, I want to listen to an hour of Raven talking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me see what horrible shit comes out of his mouth.
Do you think your exes would listen to a podcast if they saw you were on it?
Dude, I have so many exes on my Facebook.
I don't think any of mine would. I don't think they give a fuck what I'm doing. No, I don't think so.
I am friend with damn near almost all my exes.
Gross.
Except like the last one. She hates me.
Yeah, no wonder your mental health's horrible.
Because I'm friends with my exes?
Yeah.
No, man, they're all cool as fuck. I'm the problem. I'm the fucking problem.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, they.
There's no way. Yeah. I don't even know these women, but that's probably right. So.
Yeah, and I mean, they fucked me when I was fat. I gotta stay friends with them.
Shout out.
Yeah, dude. Thank you to all the fat fuckers out there. You guys are the real fucking troops.
Yeah, you guys are champs.
Yeah, but nobody will fuck me now that I'm skinny. Bunch of punk ass.
Dude, your butt's been looking. I'll fuck you.
Really? Is my butt finally looking good? I've been working on it. I've been doing them little pelvic upward thrusts and shit. I know how you girls get that.
Legitimately saw you walking around in like track pants the other day, and I was like, man, Raven's looking tight. I'm like, what the fuck? He's out here with his ass out.
Dude, I was just feeling so unsexy, and Eric made me feel sexy.
No,
he's like nice track pants.
Oh man. Have any of your friends like started jerking off men recently?
No.
Really?
No.
You didn't know about that? Or?
No. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Somebody. I'll talk to you later.
I think this is Eric's way of trying to get me to jerk him off.
No.
He's like, dude, this is the new kids.
That's another podcast. We'll get to that the third time I have you on, Raven.
He randomly threw that out there. Have you heard about the new craze? Guys are jerking off guys.
Yeah.
Come on over.
It's happening more. I know some people. What's your favorite open mic in the scene?
Oh, shit. Fucking, it has to be Stir Crazy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Fucking besides Stir
Crazy.
Stir Crazy doesn't even count to me, kind of, because there's nothing like it. It's like, it's a show, really, that just they happen to let people sign up for. But, like, in terms of quality of venue and quality of audience. Like, the funny part is a lot of the time, the open mic is better than the Thursday show, the Sunday show, and either of the late weekend shows. The early weekend shows do pretty good, but a lot of the time there's more people at the open mic than some of the other shows. And it's like, so it's a really insanely good opportunity for like stage time. And you can get video of you on a good stage.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. You can like spread that content and get that out there. That's why that's my favorite open mic. But like mics that aren't
open mics
audience.
that are actually open mics and not like just this weird show that they happen to let people on.
Right.
Rule out Stir Crazy.
So here's the thing. I don't think very many comedians at all like open mics that are just comics there because it's so hard to get comics.
Well, they're the
to fucking
worst,
laugh.
but they're also necessary.
Yeah. But if you're going to get an audience and environment that actually feels fucking good, I don't think Wayward can be topped.
No, Wayward's the shit. Yeah. Fucking sucks. It's closing.
Is it really?
Did you not hear?
I did not hear.
They fucking like sold the building, or like whoever owns it doesn't want to release with.
This is why y'all need to support local.
No.
Man.
It wasn't like this. Wasn't like
not
Wayward wasn't supported enough. This was like the owner. So that that space that there's like the donut and coffee. The donut and ice cream place, and then like the tattoo parlor and the barbershop and all that.
Yeah.
That's all owned by one person with Wayward. Mm-hmm. That's going to turn it into a wedding venue.
Ooh, okay.
So they're like kicking everybody out.
So are they
like
going to
remodeling?
Are they going to move someplace else, or are they just like?
I hope. I heard whispers that they're going to try to, but it's not like that easy, right? Like you can't just like
pick up
find another perfect venue that has like the right like hopefully they keep going somewhere else. And
like
Chris
location.
Banks said if they did start somewhere else he would move the mic there, and that he won't be starting another mic otherwise. He will only do it with them. So he clearly feels like a loyalty to them that is admirable.
Yeah, there's a lot of open mics we're losing, man. I mean, we lost El Charo.
Always open mics are in cycles. Part of the problem, dog, if I'm being honest, and I wouldn't I've always been the person to be on this crusade or whatever, but like part of the problem is that people say like such incredibly awful things here. I've hit up a bunch of venues that were just like, nah, dude, we don't want comedy. Like,
oh yeah, we
don't want people that just in here like pissing people off. And you're like, I get it. Like people like to make fun of me for being wild or whatever, but like I hear a lot worse things than the shit I say at the open mics.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is a definite like weird line to travel, in that you want to express yourself and you want to do comedy your way and you want to talk about what you want to talk about and what you think is funny. But at the same time, you have a bunch of people, like you were saying, who just show up randomly at whatever establishment we're performing at. They weren't even expecting comedy. You're trying to make them laugh. They weren't prepared for any fucking laughs at all. And if you say the wrong thing, they're like, I don't want to come back and see no shit like that. I don't want to hear somebody talk about abortion and fucking Trump and whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why I don't make Jesus jokes no more, because it's very hard to make Jesus jokes in Arizona.
Yeah, they sure love the baby Jesus around here.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah, you guys take that really personal.
Are there like a lot of Catholics in Arizona or something?
Dude, I don't know if it's just conservatives. Oh, there we go. It took a second. Dude, I don't know what it is about Arizona. Arizona is really, it's not as conservative as Oregon, but
wait, it's more conservative.
Is it more conservative?
Oregon's like very liberal.
Oh, okay.
Or I mean, Oregon's weird. Portland and Eugene are hyper liberal. Salem's pretty liberal. But then like you drive 20 minutes out of town into like a rural place and it's like as conservative as can be. So
yeah, like things you can talk about. Like you actually feel the audience butthole pucker up when you talk about abortion, or you talk about politics, or you talk about religion.
You can talk about abortion and shit in Eugene or in Oregon. Everybody like supports it.
Everybody likes abortion in Oregon.
Yeah, except like the very like
shout out to abortion in Oregon. If you need to get the job done,
yeah, you can go stay with my mom. I'm sure she'd be glad. Legitimately, if there's any women comics in the Phoenix comedy scene that need to get an abortion, you can go stay with my mom in Oregon. She's a doctor. She's a pediatrician. She'll help you get the help you
ally.
Need.
Let's
kill these babies, folks.
Because it's a woman's body and she has the right to do with it what she wants.
Yeah, it's like
fuck that baby.
Yeah. It's like if Raven can poison himself with any drugs he wants, then the least that should be allowed to happen is a women can like end any potential life that they may have to squeeze out of their vagina.
I don't agree with abortion, but y'all do what the fuck you want. As long as it ain't mine.
I'm pro-abortion.
You're
I think more abortion should happen.
Yeah, there's too many people.
Yeah, obviously.
There's way too many fucking
Obviously, there's too many people. There's all these problems going on all the time that people are like, oh my God, how are we going to fix this or not that? It's like, if there's just less people, it just wouldn't have happened. Like,
yeah. And I have 4 kids. It's not like we're making better ones.
Oh, you have 4 kids? Raven, you're the problem.
I'm the problem.
You've already used up the 2. So you and your wife, or is that correct?
My wife.
You were married? Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just needed to double check. You and your wife could have 2 kids, and that would be replacement level. You've had 2 more, which means you've used up my kids.
Yeah.
And now I don't get to have kids.
Yeah. You didn't want to have them. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Good
not.
point. Actually, thank you.
Yeah.
When you put it that way,
yeah, they're
you
not
did
worth
me
it.
a big favor, Raven. Thank you.
Yeah, they're not worth it. Anybody who's ever
Thank you for raising my children.
I got you. And anybody who's thinking about having kids, I wish I had been able to tell them.
Didn't your
this.
daughter steal a car?
My daughter stole a fucking car and I got sued for $10,000. It's fucking horrible.
Did you have to pay it?
Yeah, you gotta fucking pay it. I'm fucking.
Oh, fuck that.
I get my shit garnished, dude.
Oh, my
It's
God.
fucking horrible. But like nobody told me the easiest way I would keep people from having kids is just say live until you're 30 and then imagine all the problems you've had in your life.
What?
Now imagine adding somebody else's problems to your problems.
Right.
You have to deal with all their problems for the rest of their fucking
what
life.
do you do when your daughter steals a car and now you have to pay some guy $10,000 because of it? Like, how do you even like express to her that like that's not okay or what?
I relapse and fucking drink alcohol. Yeah, daughter, you're half the reason I relapse all the fucking time.
Okay, well,
There you go. That's how I deal with my stress.
I'm gonna put an
drink.
age restriction on this episode for sure. So hopefully she can't figure out how to tell YouTube she's 18.
Yeah, no, she's 15. She's a
Yeah,
15-year-old
and I'm
car
sure
theft.
there's no way that any 15-year-old girl could possibly figure out how to put a different age into YouTube into this. So there's zero chance she watches this and sees her dad saying that she's the reason he
Oh, she knows. She knows.
She knows.
She fucking knows. No,
You're
she'll-
like, I yell it at her. I yell, it's your fault. Your fault.
dude, when something when she does something bad now, she'll do the sweetest thing and come up to me afterwards and be like, "Dad, please don't drink." And I'm like, "Oh, you just did this horrible, horrible shit that triggered me, but you expressed a little bit of
my
concern
God,
at the end." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, it's okay.
Yeah,
Daddy's not gonna drink."
Yeah, I have a secret, Raven. Even if your daughter steals a car, it's your fault if you relapse.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's the excuse I use.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ask any
Yeah.
alcoholic or addict, we will find an excuse.
Right, yeah. I also was like late one time and started using drugs because I was late to something.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, it's a regular
Sorry,
occurrence.
that was the horrible joke, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
No, yeah. Mushrooms. Be careful, kids.
What's like the most menial reason you could? Honestly, like the funniest reason you could relapse would be like if your girlfriend left you. You're like, I'll just ruin my life instead.
I'd relapse for that too.
Yeah. Good thing you don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, this last whatever situationship that fucking made me relapse like for 6 months.
If you were gonna kill yourself, how would you? Don't answer that. Let's not talk about that.
You know what? That is a really good question.
No, it's not. I don't want
No, that's a really good question. But I've never asked myself that question because I am in that mind state on a quasi regular basis.
I did at Dustin Hadlock's show at the Egyptian Motor Hotel. We're like performing in front of a pool. And nobody's laughing. I'm like, if you guys don't start laughing, I'll jump in this pool with this microphone. My dead body will be yours to deal with.
Did they laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Because suicide is funny.
Yeah. And then somebody started bombing so hard after me that they just did, they had the band start playing and did karaoke. Instead of like doing a set, he just like sang a song to the band.
Wow.
And then got off stage, and I was like, Cody Neary was up next. I was like, Cody, go up there and make fun of him for bombing so hard that he did karaoke. He's like, I'm not going to do that, man. And I was like, I would do it. And he's like, I know you would.
I would definitely fucking do it.
It's so like that. Like him being like, I know you would. Like him being like, no, I don't want to do it. Like
now I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Like, do you like you had asked this before about goals in comedy, and we were talking outside about how sometimes it feels in comedy you're spinning your wheels, and I feel like beyond the grinding and getting better, if you don't have a goal or a target or like even with you in the podcast, at least you can say, okay, I'm getting these podcasts done. I'm scheduling these podcasts. I'm building a library that will eventually lead somewhere. Do you have any particular goals, not like Netflix or nothing like that, where you're just like, okay, that's the new target. That's what I'm aiming for particularly. Not like I want to tour the country, but this is what I want right now. This is what I can do to work hard enough to get that.
Kind of. I'm really into like SMART goals, which are, it doesn't matter. It's from a business class, and they're like the very important part of them is that like that they're attainable and not abstract.
Right.
So like we could all say like I would like a Netflix special, but none of us are in control of that.
Right.
What are we in control of?
Yeah.
How many times a week we perform?
Yep.
How often we write?
Yep.
Things like that. So I make those my goals. So the goals I really am strict about sticking to: perform 5 times a week or more, write every day for at least half an hour, but hopefully more.
All right.
Record and listen to my sets. Email like clubs and bookers
right
once a month.
Yeah.
And those are the ones I like really stick to. And then like I try not to focus on abstract goals like get a Netflix special or get booked more. But like probably if I had to say anything, my goal like for the local scene is just to be in the clubs more.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm funny enough and that I do well enough that I deserve club spots. And I know that there's like a lot of comics that are also at that level. And part of that's just like getting in front of the people that matter enough.
Yeah,
You know, like,
exposing them to your craft, that you're good,
Right,
and
like,
that you can draw an
just
audience.
takes a certain amount of times. Like I know the people from House of Comedy have seen me do well. I know Stir Crazy's seen me do well, but it's just like there's also a lot of people that are very funny that they know can do well, that they're gonna book already. I've only been in this scene not even 2 full years yet. So like for sure there's like a lot of people that have been around a lot longer than me.
You've only been doing this 2 years?
I've been doing comedy 5 years.
5 years,
But
okay.
I've
This
only been in
scene,
Phoenix
Arizona.
less than 2 years.
Dude, you've built a lot in 2 years, man. Like you have a podcast, you host shows, you're a regular booked at like some of the decent mics,
Yeah,
you know, on decent shows.
Yeah. I'm doing great. And there's a lot of people that are probably like would love to be where I'm at. There's also like a lot of people love to be where they're at.
Yeah,
It's always like the weird part of comedy is like it's hard to appreciate what you have. That's the next thing I was going to say, actually. Is like kind of my goal always is like focusing on what the joy that comedy brings to my life instead of the like negative shit it brings to my life.
Yeah.
For example, like I really love being on stage and making people laugh, and I don't think there's many things that are like more enjoyable than that. I don't enjoy the process of like trying to get people to know who I am and like basically promotion. Like I don't like putting reels out there and wondering why this reel's getting 10,000 views and why this one's getting less than 1,000.
Oh yeah.
And wondering why fucking everybody hates that whatever and like doesn't like this or won't share this. Like the process of trying to get known or famous or whatever fucking sucks, and I really don't enjoy it.
Yeah, me neither.
So it's like I'm constantly like dialing it back where it's like don't worry about posting clips as much, like just working about being funnier and like wait for kind of your moment where like I think there will be like some sort of shift at some point, whether it's like maybe a new social media platform becomes popular, like the next TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
Like say, this is just theoretical, but like if say the US government shut down TikTok because it's Chinese spyware.
Like that would ever happen.
They tried.
No, I know. No,
Okay.
no, I was being facetious.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So say that if that had succeeded and like a new app popped up that was like American made, but was basically the same thing as TikTok. But they're like, look, we know this isn't spyware. This American dude made it. He's not like a Chinese fucking spy or whatever.
Right.
And then I might take that moment to be like, all right, this is the moment to like really try and put some clips out and see if I get lucky getting it, like being in the new space. But like for sure, Instagram's not been like great for me to put shit out recently for some reason.
Well, I think everything just kind of builds.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you were just saying, I look at everything I've done in comics, like movie deals, action figures, toys, fucking statues, board games, all that shit. None of that shit means anything to me now.
Yeah.
Like like you were saying, other people wish they could be where you were at. I look at that shit and I'm just like, you know, I don't want to live in the past of what I've accomplished and all that whatnot. I want to move forward and make fucking new things that are big, and
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. Because, like, dude, I finally headlined at Stand Up Live after 2 years of grinding, and that was, like, the greatest fucking feeling in the world.
Okay, Raven,
And now
I'm going to get some pushback from, like, a gang of, like, 7 comics if I don't give you some pushback on this.
Huh.
You just closed out the show.
There you
didn't
go.
do
There you
45
go. Fuck y'all.
minutes.
I also fucked a porn star before, even though she's just an OnlyFans girl.
Shout out to Taco.
Fucking no. 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 God, no. I mean, she's beautiful. I would love to, but no. Fuck. No. Hell. Fuck. That's a level of...
Taco's so scary. Shout out to Taco. You're cool as hell. You fucking terrify me.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you're so scary.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
That is too much energy for one person. I've seen her.
She's cool. I wonder, I haven't seen her around much.
I just saw her sing karaoke the other day. We were at a birthday party.
Where?
24/7 hookah. She had her,
word. Yeah. That's
she
where
had
she
a
books
show
shows
there.
at.
Yeah, it was dope. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Taco's cool. I was so fucking, I went there one night. She booked me on that show one night. And God, I went there. And, like, I just couldn't hang out in the hookah bar because it was so smoky and, like, giving me a headache and shit. So I just stood outside like I was autistic until literally it was my set. Then walked in, did my set, and left. And she probably just, I don't know. Taco, I love you. I think you're cool. I'm sorry. I'm so weird.
Yeah. We're all weird. Yeah. Dude, we're all fucking, dude. Everybody in, is there any normal person in comedy? Even Dylan White is weird, and he's the most normal person I know.
Who's the most regular comedian? I don't know. That's
Jonathan Gerber's fucking crazy as fuck.
Nuts, dude. It was so funny at Stir Crazy the other day when he went up there and he was like, I fucking hate when comedians say give it up for the host. Nothing makes me more contemptful or whatever. And you're
no. He was like, how you doing? He was like, I hate when comedians ask the audience how they're doing. We're supposed to tell you how you're doing.
No, I think it was.
No, that was last Wednesday.
Yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing, but maybe just have a slightly different memory.
Whatever. I do drugs.
Yeah. I'm probably right.
Yeah, I have false memories all the time.
I think what he actually said was that he hates when people say make some noise for the host. Yeah. He's like, we're supposed to make you make some noise.
There you go. So he probably heard it correctly. I heard it differently.
Which is just like hilarious because it's like, yeah, fuck being polite to the host for doing their job. Like, thanking the host is such a regular, normal part of comedy. And, like, to be, like, angry about it is so funny. And the audience, because he was so spiteful, didn't really laugh or get it. But, like, to me, it's really funny.
Oh, yeah.
That he's like, fuck this really. It would be like, God, I'm trying to think of a good example. It'd be like, fuck putting the stool behind me. Or the mic stand. He's like, I'm not putting the mic stand behind me.
Yeah.
It's like a normal thing.
Yeah, the conventions of comedy.
There's reasons people do it that aren't like, they're not necessarily just trying to like trick the crowd into clapping. Like, for one, hosting fucking sucks. Yeah. And like, it's good to like, part of doing comedy is being likable. And like, so by showing some like appreciation and like that you're not like stuck in your ego.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, make some noise for this guy that's not me. can be like if you watch any headliner at Stir Crazy, at some point they'll be like, give it up for the other comics that are here tonight.
Oh yeah,
tip of your bar staff.
Yeah,
it's very normal.
Conventions.
And like, I'm not saying that everybody should do that at an open mic, and I don't think there's anything wrong with not doing it. But like, to be so hateful or to act like there's like no reason anybody would do it. Well,
like, even when I first started comedy, I did that shit.
I still do.
First things was
I like to start a set with my voice under me, meaning like I like to know that my voice is sounding how I expect it to before I say anything that matters.
Right.
Like, because sometimes I need to like cough or clear my throat or something, and if I'm in the middle of like my setup, it's just kind of clunky.
And sometimes you're too close to the mic, and you got to back up.
Also, like
sound.
If I'm taking the mic out of the stand, I like to put it behind the mic stand behind me. It gives me something to say while I'm kind of awkwardly doing that.
Yeah.
Instead of doing my setup while I do that, or just like being silent kind of weirdly while I do that, and then being like, hey, here's my joke. Like,
dude, the silent thing. I want to do that one day. I've seen a couple comedians do it, and it almost always hits. And I'm just like, there's something ridiculously powerful about being so confident in yourself that you can just be silent.
Yeah.
And still get the fucking...
You could just go
Adam
up there.
J does that all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And fucking kills it every time. I'm just sitting there, and he'll hold it for an uncomfortably long time, and it makes me laugh.
Word.
Like it bust.
It's so hard to make you laugh.
By the way,
how could anybody ever do that?
I laugh at everything, so don't think you're funny.
Yeah, you're not. You guys aren't funny. Plug anything you got to plug, Raven.
I will be performing at a car wash at the end of the month.
There will be underage cheerleaders there.
I'll be performing at House of Comedy.
There will also be underage cheerleaders there.
There'll also be for Mike Dapper's new show, The Late Night Mike. Next month, I'll be at Tucson Comic-Con. All the comic book heads, come on out and support, buy some comics.
And follow The Raven Gregory.
Follow The Raven Gregory on Instagram, because I guess old people only stay on Facebook. All the kids are on Instagram nowadays. Fuck y'all.